Hey guys, I'm here with a new video testing out my little microphone setup that I finally got. Hopefully this sounds better than previous videos. Today I wanted to talk about my Nintendo Switch collection that I recently acquired. I got lucky and found a Nintendo Switch for $200 on Craigslist, which seems crazy because Nintendo Switches are currently, up to $400. And this one was in great condition, hardly used, came with everything included, original box and everything. So with that extra money that I saved buying used, I picked up a handful of games and as well as a Pro controller, which I think is essential because the Joy-Cons are very, I don't know how to describe them. They're not cheap, but they're just not heavy duty enough, and this is a great feeling controller by comparison. So, starting out, I, of course, had to get the new Mario game. The new Mario collection. Well, it's a new collection, but it's old games. Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy. It's called Super Mario 3D All-Stars. And supposedly, it's a limited run. They're only selling it till March next year or something like that. So normally platformers are not my favorite type of game. But 64 is classic and I'd like to get it. I don't want this to go up in price, in a year from now. I don't want to have to spend $100 or something if it really is limited. So I decided to grab it, and also everybody else is playing it, so it's fun to play a game that everybody else is playing, and you can talk about it with everybody. Right now I'm playing Mario 64, but I'm definitely interested in Sunshine. I never played it, but at the time that it came out was when I was becoming extremely interested in games, and it was basically my whole life was video games, and I was somewhere between the ages of 9 and 12, and I have a lot of fond memories of that time, and I definitely have a lot of memories of Sunshine being in magazines and on G4. I never played it, but I have nostalgia for it still, so I'm excited to try it. Galaxy, I'm least familiar with and least excited to play, but I'm still excited. I'm going to check it out. So this is the back of the box. Jump, slide, and soar through Mario's 3D platforming history. 3 classic adventures enhanced for the Nintendo Switch system. Mario's 3D platforming debut. Water spraying fun in the sun. Topsy-turvy worlds of wonder. The most iconic, 3 iconic soundtracks playable anytime, anywhere. Man, the 64 soundtrack is amazing. What an amazing game. It came out in 96 or something crazy like that, and they just got it right from the very beginning. And it holds up great. So that's that. I wonder what the 2-player is. This is the inside of the box. The cartridge is in my Switch. So I also got Astral Chain, which I was very excited to play. And I'm not that far into it. I'm only on the 3rd level. But so far, I can't say that it's lived up to that excitement exactly. But I'm willing to keep trying and see how it goes. The 3rd level has been extremely fun. But the first 2 levels were not that cool to me. But we'll see. It reminds me of like a PlayStation 2 era game, which again, I'm very nostalgic for, so I like that about it. 2 bodies fight with a single mind. Humanity's only hope against the chimera hordes lies within the few who can link with experimental bioweapons called legions. Dual action combat. Control your own character and your legion simultaneously in battle. So that's the gimmick of this game is you have this guy that you control, and he also has AI, controlling him as well. So he'll attack without you having to do anything. And you mainly control your main guy or gal. It's interesting. It reminds me of, has anybody played Chaos Legion? Do you guys remember Chaos Legion on PS2? That was a game where you controlled little, personas or stands for JoJo fans. I think you understand that reference. It's basically a stand you're controlling. We are Legion. Legions come in 5 distinct forms. Choose the best to suit your style. So I do like that it has RPG elements. And the little side missions are fun. The stages are quite small, but at least for the 3rd stage, it works great. The 3rd stage has been really fun. So I hope it continues to be that way. This is the inside of the box. Cool artwork. So the last physical game I have is Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. I'm a huge Monster Hunter fan. I've been playing since the very first one on PlayStation 2. As I was saying, I was extremely invested in video games back then, around the peak of PlayStation 2, and I'd just gotten into massively multiplayer online RPGs through Final Fantasy XI. That was my first MMO, and I was hooked. Online games were such a new concept back then, at least for console gaming. And as a child, it was just like mind-blowing being able to play with so many other players and real people and feeling like you're part of something bigger than yourself in that way. And being able to express yourself in the game, with your armor and your character and your class and your, being, if you want to be a tank or a DPS, that stuff was so new and exciting. And as a kid, you're always looking for ways to form your identity or express yourself, or just things to help you cement your identity. And MMOs were great for that. And so the game that I played after Final Fantasy XI was Monster Hunter, the very first one. And it wasn't exactly an MMORPG the way that Final Fantasy XI was, but it was still a game you could meet people, make friends, play together. If you don't know, if you're not familiar, Monster Hunter is a game where you hunt monsters, like so. And once you kill them, you carve the parts off of them and create armor and weapons. And then you go back to town, you make the armor and weapons, go back out, kill it again, and go back and make more weapons. It's a loop, gameplay loop. And it's extremely addicting. And so I've played almost all of the ones that have been released in the West. I haven't put a ton of time into every entry. I probably put the most time into the first one and Monster Hunter World, which was the most recent console release. And that's probably one of the most amazing games I've ever played, Monster Hunter World. But this is Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, and the shtick with this game is that you're revisiting all of the past Monster Hunter entries. So you can go to all the villages from the past games, you can go to all the areas from the past games, and it also introduces new mechanics like special attacks and things like that, new special attacks that you couldn't do before. And let's see, find your inner hunter, colossal monster roster, improved HD graphics. This is a port from the 3DS version. This game was originally on 3DS. 4-player co-op via online or local play. There's a lot to learn in this game, but I recommend it if you're looking for an addictive action RPG. It's very rewarding, and it will consume your life. Inside is pretty boring. There's the cartridge. Great game. And lastly, I thought I would just take a look at the games that I have digitally. Hopefully you can see that okay. So there's Mario, Astral Chain, Monster Hunter, Syberia. This was on sale for like $5, and I'm fascinated with these old computer adventure games, like no combat, nothing. It's like a book. You go around solving little puzzles and furthering the story. And the vibe in this game is so kind of odd and surreal. Like, the graphics are, I don't know, you have to go to this town. You're this woman and you go to this town and you're trying to complete this deal where your company is buying this famous toy company, but then the owner who owns the toy company dies, and so her brother, who's gone missing, inherits the company. So now your goal is to go find the brother wherever he is, and that's basically the adventure. It's pretty cool so far. This is a demo, Grimvalor. It's like sort of like a Metroidvania style game, like an action platformer where you go exploring a map and you gain weapons and equipment. But it's cool. It's not exactly my cup of tea. It gets a little repetitive, although I do love Metroidvania style games. This one is not exactly, it has some quirks that are not my favorite. Elemental Knights R. This is some cheapo garbage like mobile game port of an MMO. It was $1.98 or something like that. So I said, why not? I haven't played it yet. Roundguard. This is really fun. It's like Peggle. If you guys have ever played Peggle, this is basically Peggle with RPG elements. And it's like a rogue-like type. So you go and go until you die, and when you die, you lose all of your progress, and you have to start from the beginning. But it works great for this kind of game. You get to select a character, and each character has like special abilities, whether it's like you shoot 2 balls instead of 1, or like you can get a double jump, you shoot your ball and then you can jump with it, type of stuff like that. Syberia 2, I got this because it's also like $1 or something. So I figured if I get the first one, I might as well get the second one. Sorry, there's a fly in here. The Friends of Ringo Ishikawa. I thought this game looked cool, and it does look cool, but something about it is just not that fun to play. It's like a River City Ransom type game. Like, it's very much inspired by that. And it's like a, 2D brawler, but you can go around the town and you're free. It's like free roam. Go around the town and I guess get quests and stuff. But I only played it for about an hour and just wasn't really feeling it. It didn't feel good to play. Now, these were on the console when I got it, and the previous owner had played these with the cartridge. So, you can't play them, but they're on here, and I don't know why I kept them on here. I haven't deleted them yet. But, yeah, that's that. That's my Switch collection. It's hard to have the discipline to not buy more games and play the ones that I have, but that's what I'm trying to do, get through the ones I have first before I get more. And thanks for watching. Let me know if there's anything you want to see in particular. Let me know how the audio is, and have a good day.